It's an email from a listener named Gregory. Gregory writes it says, Dear Tom, my brother is 30 years old and lives with his girlfriend on the East Coast. Unfortunately, he does not have the luxury that I do here in L.A. to listen to your show 5 times a week. He's never heard of you other than the few times I've spoken about you, so he doesn't know about the Leykis way, as I do. But he's still a great guy. And for a guy who doesn't get to listen to the Leykis show, he still seems to wear the pants in his relationship, although he's not married and having a kid. That's a big violation right there. He told me last week that Carol, his girlfriend, is going to be due sometime this week. I get this call 10 p.m. Wednesday night from David saying that I'm an uncle. Hey, great, congratulations. I'm genuinely happy for him, although I have no interest in raising or having kids of my own. So she gives birth to a 9-pound, 4-ounce big baby girl by natural childbirth following an excruciating 24-hour labor. My brother's excited, and he says to me that he'll email some pictures of the baby so I can see what she looks like. And I say, cool. But then what he says next got a little weird for me. It actually made me question if he accidentally had put his balls in his top dresser drawer. Here's what he said. Oh, yeah, and I have some recent pictures of Carol's pregnant belly. I can also send you so that you can look at them. And right away, my Leykis switch turned on, and I said, hold on, man, don't send pictures of Carol's pregnant stomach. I don't want to see them. Photos of the baby itself, once it's out, is great, but I don't want to see your girlfriend half naked at 8.5 months pregnant. It's just not for me. She's your girl. Keep them for yourself. Tom, I honestly felt bad, but I'm not going to sit there like a little pussy and agree to have him send me shots of his pregnant girlfriend as if we were a couple of women. So he says to me, come on, man, this is your soon-to-be niece that's inside there. Why wouldn't you want to see that? And I said, that's for you to look at, not me and the whole world. Trust me, I don't need to see those pictures. Just send me the baby photos. We don't fight or argue over anything, really, but he was pissed and disappointed that I didn't want to look at his pregnant girlfriend's pictures. Good news, Tom. He sent me 4 photos of the baby and no pictures of his pregnant girlfriend. My little brother respected my wishes as a man. That's right. He must have realized he was pussing out on me. So why is it, Tom, that men often turn into pussies when their woman is pregnant? I don't get it. They say things like, we're pregnant. Look at my wife's big belly. Why didn't you ask me to look at your wife's stomach when she had a flat six-pack? What, I can all of a sudden check out your woman's body now that she looks morphed? Also, it's not okay to talk about sex. But if you're trying to get your wife pregnant, you get a free pass to talk about sex as much as you want and with whomever you want, strangers at a party or wherever these self-indulgent couples go. Anyway, Tom, thanks for allowing me to keep my balls safely between my legs. Signed, Gregory, a big listener. Gregory, I have to agree with you. I have no interest in seeing pictures of any woman pregnant. I have no interest. Now, many of you have misread me. I have told you all that I don't have kids and it's by design. But it is not that I don't love kids. I do love them. I know what a big responsibility they are. And I know that my lifestyle is unpredictable and that it wouldn't be fair to raise a kid myself. I have a nephew I love dearly and talk to him on the phone and send him gifts on the holidays and visit him when I can. I'll see him again in May. That's all good. But the reason I don't have kids is because I don't want the responsibility. Unlike most people who just start cranking them out, I gave this a lot of thought and realized I didn't want to do it. I'll come see your kids and then send them home with you when I'm done. Thank you. But I have no interest in seeing, like, for example, my sister-in-law's pregnant belly. Don't be sending me pictures of that. I don't want to see it. I don't want to know how the whole process is going. I don't want to know about your Lamaze classes. I don't want to hear that the two of you are pregnant. I don't want to hear before you've gotten pregnant. I don't want to hear about you trying to figure out when you're ovulating and when you tried to have sex in order to conceive. I don't want to know about how you took your temperature and then you had to go for it in a broom closet because you had that little window of opportunity. I don't want to hear that stuff. Just show me the finished product. That's it. And yes, I agree with Gregory, who wrote in. I agree that there's something a little weird about this. Well, first of all, his brother shouldn't be having kids with someone he's not married to. That makes no sense at all. But then to be sending pictures of his girlfriend's pregnant belly, I don't know. Creeps me out. It really does. Just send me pictures of the kid, okay? And be done with it right there. Is he wrong? Am I wrong?
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-866. Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM.
I have nothing but the greatest amount of appreciation, gratitude, and respect for what you're doing here. I really thank you.
The Tom Leykis Show.
The Tom Leykis Show. 1-800-5800-TOM. Now, we're talking about the listener named Gregory, whose brother had a baby with his girlfriend and insisted on sending photos not only of the baby but of his pregnant girlfriend's belly. She objected to, and I agree. Reno on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
How you doing, Tom?
Okay, Reno.
You know, I was listening to it, and I don't think any sane man in America would want to see pictures of a woman pregnant, because you got movie stars who do it, like Demi Moore back in the day, and no one wants to see a beautiful woman like that. So why would this guy send pictures of his girlfriend to him?
Yeah, it's like all these pregnant pictures now of Angelina Jolie. Ooh, does that get you hot?
No, it shouldn't. A real man wants to see a woman with a nice body. We don't care what she looks like now, just, what she looks like after the baby when she loses all.
Not only that, she's pregnant because some other guy knocked her up. It wasn't you.
Exactly.
Why do you want to see that?
You're right. There's no point in it. We don't want to see her big stretch marks. We don't want to see anything like that. We just want to see what she looks like before she got pregnant and when she loses all that baby weight after she got pregnant.
And then hopefully she doesn't have the stretch marks and the big blue veins and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, the horrible stuff.
Right.
I just don't know. I really don't understand why that guy had to do that, unless he wanted, say something to his brother about, why would he? I don't get it. There's nothing the guy wants to see about it.
I agree with you. Why would a guy want to send that to another guy?
Especially his brother.
I know. It is creepy.
It's creepy to me. It's almost, sending a nude picture of your girl.
Tell you what, send me some naked pictures of her when you first met her.
Exactly.
That you took with your cell phone. Send those to me.
Exactly. Or, a video of, something going down or something like that.
Right.
But he ruins everything by sending her the ugly picture of her being pregnant.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I just want to say, Tom, I listen to your show every day. I love your points of life and, how you treat the $40 rule and stuff like that. And I listen to you every day. I just want to say thanks for talking to me.
Thank you, Reno. Appreciate the call. 1-800-5800-TOM. Dan on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
What's happening?
Not much, Dan.
Hey, just glad you're here in Arizona. Just been listening to you since you've been on, and since Howard's been away from a radio station, I think you're awesome.
Thank you.
Just want to comment on haven't you seen some pregnant girls that you think that are attractive and you wouldn't mind doing them?
Again, if I didn't impregnate them, it does not turn me on that they're pregnant. Because then they've got all the features that we don't like in women generally. They're fat.
Sure.
They've got stretch marks.
Not all of them do.
Many of them do. And depends on how big they are and whether they've had the baby already. But generally, stretch marks are part of the package when they're all done.
Right.
A lot of those blue veins, I call that the thunderbolt, that big blue vein on their belly that goes like up from their navel.
Or pregnant chicks' boobs.
I'd rather a non-pregnant chick with great boobs.
Okay. I didn't say I'd rather.
I mean, I know a lot of guys who have flat-chested women who suddenly they develop breasts. And they get larger and whatever, and that's hot for them. Well, that's great, but they impregnated her, and they get to look at it all the time.
Sure.
But what's in it for me?
Well, I don't know.
Like, if your brother got his girlfriend pregnant, do you want him sending you pictures of her bare belly?
No.
Well, that's what happened here.
Right. That's wrong. I mean, the frontal view's not too bad. As soon as they turn sideways and that shirt comes up, wow.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So, no, count me out. By the way, I don't want to impregnate anybody, so that wouldn't turn me on in any case. Part of it probably is the fact that I don't want to be nailed for knocking somebody up.
Right. So
somehow, some way, I'll think somebody will think I was responsible.
Right. Well, sometimes there's you're in the grocery store. There's a hot blonde, even from the backside. You can't even tell she's pregnant. I mean, she turns around, she's pregnant, but then still you're like, wow.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
What?
There are two things that are amazing about babies and pregnancy, okay? One is this, the fact that when chicks are fat, we don't like it. But suddenly there's a bunch of guys who, when a woman is pregnant, and that's why she's fat, suddenly they're all into them.
Right.
And the other is that we call babies cute, and babies have all the characteristics of old people that we can't stand. They're bald, they have no teeth.
They're weak.
They're frequently homely.
Yeah.
Fragile.
Right.
And yet we say how cute they are. Whereas if you see a 65-year-old person who looks like that, it's like, ew, God, oh,
right.
Right.
I agree. Hey, Tom, can you blow me up, man?
Here you go, Dan. 1-800-5800-TOM. It's Kim on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom.
Hi, Kim.
How are you?
Do you care, Kim?
I really do care.
I'm doing great.
Awesome. Well, I just wanted to make a comment about the picture. I really don't think it's that big of a deal. Reason being is just because it's just part of life. I mean, women get pregnant and have babies, and that's just...
Well, watching somebody giving oral favors to their husband, that's part of life also. Send me a picture of that.
Yeah, if you can find one, share it with me. That'd be
that's my point. I mean, it's part of life. There's plenty of parts of life we don't share. If I had open heart surgery, you wouldn't want me to send you photos of that because it's part of life, right?
And I also wanted to, compliment you on the comment you made when you started about... That was a really responsible comment, is what I wanted to say, about how you decided not to have children. It's not your gig. That's really cool. But it's just part of life, and I mean, I guess, his brother did respect him by not sending him, so... Yeah,
but even thinking he'd want to see them is weird. I mean, how about just sending pictures of the baby and being done with it?
Yeah, I agree with that. I just kind of thought, well, it's part of life, man. I mean, get over it a little bit. But he didn't send it to him, so, whatever.
Right.
All right, good deal. That's all I wanted to say, Tom.
Thank you, Kim. Appreciate the call. Eric on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Tom, how are you, buddy?
I'm okay, Eric.
Good. Calling out of Scottsdale, listening to the show. First time, short time. Hey, my wife's pregnant right now, and that's all I can do to stand and look at her belly. So I can imagine no one else wants to see the pictures of it. My mom and my aunt and a few of my brothers, they're kind of like the ultrasound pictures, but other than that, I wouldn't even subject the pictures of that to anybody else besides myself. It's bad enough.
Yeah.
She's hot from the back, and she turns, 90 degrees either way, and there's that belly. But
right.
Why does my brother want to see that?
That's a good question. By the way, if he asked you for those pictures, I'd really be curious.
Well, yeah, if they're asking for the pictures, then he's got issues.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if Gregory, the guy who wrote in, if instead of his brother offering to send the picture, if he said, you got any pictures of your wife pregnant? Can I get a look? Your girlfriend pregnant? Can I get a look at those?
Like, I'll trade you a picture of that for a picture of your wife. That's about it. But, I don't blame him. He doesn't want to see that, and I'd be a little weirded out, too, if my brother said, hey, let me send you pictures of my wife's pregnant belly. No, I don't want to see that.
By the way, when you were getting her pregnant, getting pictures of that, I'd like to see that, too.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. If he wouldn't want to see that, I thought he's normal for asking that, but other than that, no. You know, like I said, the ultrasound pictures are pretty cool, and I shared those with them, but outside of that, you know, they don't need to see anything else, and why would they want to see anything else?
Yeah.
Like I said, it's bad enough for me to have to see it all the time.
Exactly.
As my wife is, so... Just want to get through and talk to you, man. I listen to you all the time. I tried to get through in a couple issues last week about the Grammys and the American Idol. Did you ever see the Broke Note Mountain thing they did on American Idol with the Cowboys?
No, I have seen enough Brokeback Mountain satire, so last be a lifetime.
Tom, it was hilarious. I tried to get through you last week because I know you guys are always dogging on that movie, which you have every right to. But they did a little skit on American Idol. I was watching Olympics in my second.
Was Ryan Seacrest in it?
Yeah, he was in it.
I bet he was.
Yeah, I think he was the director of it, being the gay cowboy that he is. So my wife called me out of the bedroom, interrupted my Olympics, said, "You've got to see this." She had on TV, rewound it. I was watching. They showed the 3 cowboys who didn't make it through. They did a little skit called Broke Note Mountain, and they showed them hugging and crying. I mean, it was just ridiculous. And to think that people are tuned in to watch that garbage over the Grammys, you know, it's hard to stomach.
I know. Pretty amazing stuff. Eric, thank you for the call. 1-800-5800-TOM. This is Bill on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
How you doing, Tom?
I'm okay, Bill.
First-time caller.
Thank you.
Hey, I've been raising my son, 41 now, and he just celebrated his 16th birthday, and his mother has been out of the picture. Well, was out of the picture for quite a while, but she wouldn't allow me in the delivery room. She had one of her friends at the time in there, and which, you know, I guess as a father I would like to see it, but to see somebody else, yeah, you're right. You know, it doesn't do anything for me. But this side of this coin, though, Tom, is, you know, the porno industry. This is something that's big too, and you know, so some. Yeah,
but that, you know what though? There's all kinds of fetishes that narrow bands of humanity have. I mean, there's chubby chaser videos. There's videos of people having sex with people with no legs and stuff like that.
And that's true, too.
Just because there's porno of it doesn't mean that we all feel the same way.
True.
I have no interest in getting it on with a pregnant woman.
Yeah, it doesn't, you know, like with the veins and everything, yeah, it doesn't do anything.
Even Angelina Jolie, who everybody wants to do, I have a lot less interest now that she's preggers.
I think even Britney Spears, didn't she have a pregnant picture as well?
Well, she looked pregnant before she was pregnant because she was eating like a cow.
This is true. Especially in the half shirts, huh?
Oh, my God. Her true trailer trash roots are coming out now, aren't they?
This is absolutely true. Absolutely true. I'm surprised you didn't kill her and the kids. But first-time caller, Tom, and I think your views since Stern's gone off of Phoenix here, it's good to have you aboard.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate the call. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. This is Doug on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom, long-time listener, first-time caller. How you doing?
All right, Doug.
Hey, I came from California, Arizona, and I used to listen to you out there a million times.
Great.
I just calling, I think some hot women, pregnant women, you know, Catherine Zeta-Jones, stuff like that, are super hot. Super hot. But I don't want to see my sister-in-law, I don't want to see my brother's wife, anything like that pregnant. I think that's disgusting.
Yeah. It's the last thing I want to see.
Yeah, I mean, my wife, when she was pregnant, super hot. But like Britney Spears, disgusting. She's pregnant. You know, there's just a handful out there.
And even then, let me tell you something. You know what? I do believe that men have a very different standard when they have impregnated a woman.
Yeah. Than
if it was someone else's pregnant girlfriend. Like, your wife looks beautiful to you because this is partly your handiwork here, okay? The rest of us, though, don't really care to see it. With the exception of those few the fetishists out there. I think we lost Doug, but I think he gets the point. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. It's Dan on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Dan.
Hey, Tom. Listen to you online out here in California. It's great. I can listen to you during work.
Excellent.
Hey, just want to say the only good thing about hooking up with a pregnant chick is it's no way she's going to get pregnant. So can you take me out JFK Jr. style, Tom?
Here you go, Dan. 1-800-5800-TOM. It's Danae on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, I'm actually calling from Phoenix. Absolutely love your show, Tom.
Thank you.
I do have to say that I actually just had a baby about 3 months ago.
Right.
And I would be furious if my husband tried to give me pictures of pregnant belly, whatever. Sure, you know, when I'm not pregnant, you can send pictures. That's all right. But there's no way. I didn't even want to leave the house when I was pregnant, so it's almost scandalous to think that he wanted to send pictures to his brother.
All these women, you know, getting photographed for the cover of Vanity Fair or whatever, you know what? That is so egotistical to think that any of us want to see that.
Right, right. Well, it's just publicity is really all it is.
I know, but what makes anyone think it would be good publicity? What makes anyone think we want to see that?
Well, I think it's their arrogance thinking that people actually want to look at them.
Exactly.
That they look good. I mean, sure, they look great when they have a nice flat tummy and a tight behind, for lack of a better word, but not when they're bloated.
No.
So that's all. Just my opinion.
I agree with you. Daniel on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom. How you doing, man?
I'm okay.
Hey, I'm a first-time listener, and, you know, what you were reading right now about a guy, you know, sending pictures to his brother about pregnant women, that's not right at all. That's like some kind of a fetish, something he got going on. That baby's probably not even his. It's probably his brother. That's why he sent it to him, you know? And that's just not right whatsoever. I mean, if you get a girl, you get her pregnant, yeah, you just want her for you. But you don't want to send your pictures out to anybody else. That's why he probably, you know, showed his brother, because it's probably his baby.
Yeah, well, I don't want to see that.
You know what I mean?
I don't want to see any chicks pregnant. I just don't want to see that.
Exactly.
I mean, it's part of life, great.
And you know
but there's no need to be like getting naked and throwing it out on us here because we just don't want to see it.
I agree, man, because you know what? That's just, it's nasty.
You know what? It is nasty. I agree with you.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
You need fat at certain places of the body.
Yeah, right. And if you got big boobs, come on in.
It's the Tom Leykis Show.
The Tom Leykis Show, 1-800-5800-TOM. Thank you for tuning in. We're talking about the guy who wrote in who said that his brother and his girlfriend had a baby. And the brother was all excited about it, wanted to send pictures of the baby and pictures of the belly of his formerly pregnant girlfriend. And Gregory, the letter writer, said, no, that's okay. I don't want to see that. Just send baby pictures. I agree with him. Sarah on the Tom Leykis Show.
Hey, Tom. How you doing?
I'm okay.
Yeah, I was just listening to the show today about this whole pregnant thing, and I'm a single mom, you know. There's a lot of beautiful women out there that are pregnant, and everyone was telling me that when I was pregnant. And, you know, you don't feel that beautiful when you're pregnant, especially when you're 242 pounds. And I noticed, being in the public position I was in, working with people every day, they were constantly, men, single, married, whatever, you're beautiful, do you want to go out, this, that, the other. And I was really pretty disgusted by that. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. I don't understand that whole thing. I can understand, like you said, them being beautiful to their wife or relatives. They think, you know, you're blossoming and you're this beautiful creature. And I'm like, you're kidding me, right? I was in a public position where I helped people all day long, and so I saw all different walks of life. I didn't wear makeup to work. I wasn't feeling all beautiful and hot, and I didn't get that. When I'm listening to these people sending pictures about what seems to be a personal thing, why would someone want to see that?
I totally agree.
I'm a single mom. I'm all for it. I have one child. I'm fixed now. You know, and you get the whole, why would you get fixed? What if you meet this wonderful man? Well, if I meet a wonderful man, I'm not going to be wanting to pop out any more kids. I can tell you that. I'm going to enjoy it. But
and was the one you had an accident, or was that a plan?
It wasn't planned, but I wouldn't change anything. I'm lucky. I'm a lucky mom being a single mom because he's a good kid. But does that mean I would run out and have 10 more? No, I never planned on having kids, ever. But I got fixed as well, and I don't buy into this. What if you meet the right guy? What if, you know, Mr. Wonderful comes along? Well, if Mr. Wonderful comes along, I hope it's after my kid's out of the house, and I can go enjoy Mr. Wonderful.
Who was your kid's father, Mr. Bartender?
No, it was just someone that I met, and We were together for a very short time, but it wasn't going to be one of those, okay, I'm bailing out, I'm not keeping the kid thing. It was just a personal choice. I don't have an opinion for other people. It was my personal thing. The father's not in the picture. He doesn't help in any way, shape, or form. And, you know, that's kind of been a blessing to me because I don't have to deal with the extra drama. I mean, it sounds like escape. A lot of people are like, how can you let him off the hook? Let him off the hook. I don't even know where he is. You know? It's nobody's blame. I made the decision. I take care of my son. I'm independent. I do what I got to do, and hopefully my son will learn from that. Be like, you know, I'm a firm believer in you don't have to be married, you don't have to have kids, you don't have to do all the.
You must be a new listener, because you must be a new listener because we believe, especially boys, need a dad on this show.
I'm sorry?
We believe that boys need a dad.
I believe that, too, but I don't have any way. I've gone through the court systems. I've gone through all of that.
No, you can't force someone to be a dad. I mean, that means you have to, in our opinion on this show, we believe that you should be having babies with guys who want to be fathers.
Well, I got that lip service in the beginning. You know, I was going to give my son up for adoption and hopefully pick a family that wanted to raise a child and do that whole bet, and he was going to fight me on it.
Well, one way to know if a guy's into it is if he marries you.
Right. Well, I'm not one of those people that wants to be married. I did that once. Like I said, all this, I'm not blaming. I'm not saying.
No, I understand that. We're talking about the good of the kid here.
Right. And I feel the same way. I feel the same way because I never in a million years dreamed that it would work this way. I got a lot of lip service about I want to be with you, I want this, I want that, but then once the baby showed up, all that went out the door.
What did he do? Disappear?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And
well, that's always a good clue if he doesn't want to marry you, that he has no interest in being a father, no matter what.
No, well, he wanted, you know, we're going to this, we're going to that.
No matter what a man says.
Right.
If he won't marry you, it means probably he doesn't want to be a father.
Right.
Like you would have known right from the beginning that he didn't want to be a father because he didn't want to marry you.
I don't know that he didn't want to get married. I think that was more me. And like I said, I take responsibility for all this, but I'm also raising my son. You know, my father's in the picture. It's not the ideal situation. It's not politically correct to a lot of people, but what I'm doing is the best job I can, and I'm fortunate that there are a lot of male role models in his life, and I don't raise him women this way, men that way. I'm like, you know, I try to be as honest with him as I possibly can for his age as he's developing, and just try to be a good mom as best as I can. You know, it's not the perfect situation. It's not something that everybody thinks is okay. It's not what you're supposed to do. And no, ideally it's not because he needs a dad. But with what I'm given now, I do the best I can.
Sarah, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate the call. Andy on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Tom, pleasure.
Yeah, thank you.
Been listening to you ever since you came into Phoenix, and I absolutely love it.
Thank you.
So, yeah, pregnant lady time. I have the best job in the world. I do delivery for a furniture company here in Scottsdale, Arizona. Scottsdale, absolutely rich, wealthy people beyond their wildest dreams. Every day, especially today, get beautiful ladies answer the door. This particular day, just happened to be pregnant, wearing these tight cotton pink shorts, and I'd say it was a sports bra. Had to be 6.5, 7 months pregnant, easy. Not more than 25 years old. Drop dead gorgeous.
And fat.
And fat, but gorgeous. I mean, if she was.
How would you feel about a fat girl? You know the fat girls, they always say, oh, you have such a pretty face. You wouldn't want to go out with that girl. This girl is fat.
She was still a 9. Easy.
She was a fat 9. She was.
It was a fat 9. I'll agree with you on that.
Fat, which takes off a couple of points right there. Again, if she were not pregnant, if she only looked pregnant, you wouldn't look at her.
It depends. It depends.
So you're into fat chicks?
Not at all.
Fat chicks with pretty faces?
Fat chicks with beautiful faces, maybe, but fat chicks with pretty faces, I'm going to say no.
So a fat chick with a beautiful face, you'd be in?
Depends upon how fat. $180 over, probably not. But, hey, you know what? It's the perk of the job. This just happened to be a pregnant lady, but I've seen moms who are size 2, 36 feet, perfect, beautiful, drop dead gorgeous every single day.
Yeah, but they're still fat.
hey, you know, if you sell them and they tip you 20
and they're
bucks,
carrying somebody else's baby.
They are, hey, but it doesn't matter if it's somebody else's baby if you can hit it up a couple times.
Oh, my God. And then, you ever think about the logistics of hitting that up?
Yeah. Sometimes
logistics. What kind of position would you have to be in?
I don't know. You have to take a lot to think about it. Depends. Never had the situation yet, but, you know, it's still early.
Yeah. Anyone's ever been with a fat chick knows how that goes.
Fat chick pregnant, I prefer, of course.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, the logistics of getting in.
But you know they're going to be skinny once they lose the baby.
A lot of them don't lose all the weight.
I cross my fingers that they would.
Go to the supermarket and take a look around.
I have a Albertsons right down the street. Every girl that seems to go in there is at least 9 or 10 at ASU right down the street.
Oh, well, most of them are not pregnant.
Oh, well, that's true. They are. They're 21-year-old drop-dead blonde bombshells.
Oh, God, Andy, you're killing all of us.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-866.
How are you doing?
Do you care?
God, yes. Without you, these men would be lost.
Oh, baby.
The Tom Leykis Show.
It is the Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. Kimberly, hello.
Hi, Tom. This is Kimberly.
I know, I just said that.
All right. You were talking to the last caller, and you said any pregnant lady, even if they were hot, they were fat.
Most of them are.
Okay, I just had a baby, and I would just be appalled if someone called me fat. I just think that's...
Your self-esteem is not my problem, darling.
Oh, no, because a lot of pregnant ladies are just beautiful, and
well, that's the opinion of other pregnant ladies, but guys who are into hot chicks don't generally feel that way unless they are the fetishists.
No, but see, some pregnant
chubby
ladies
chasers
sit on their butt and eat all day. Some just have a little volleyball in front of them, and they're not fat at all. They just have a little baby inside.
No, but it's not just a little baby inside. You got a 20-pound volleyball right there in front of you.
Yeah,
and it's there all day long.
I don't think that's considered fat at all.
Well, again,
that is a baby.
This call is an example of denial. Whether it's a baby or what it is, it's fat. I mean, if it was a tumor, you'd still look fat. We wouldn't know what the cause was. We would only know that you're fat.
People who are fat usually have chubby face, little...
Some do and some don't. Ever hear about those women that say, oh, you have such a pretty face, and they never finish the sentence, which is, if only you'd lose another 75 pounds, you'd look great. There are women who have great faces and big bodies.
But, also those people, they'll have, like big butts as well.
Not always.
And stuff.
Sometimes they don't.
Okay, but people who are fat usually have more than just...
Darling, again, you're rationalizing here. Most of us think pregnant women just look fat.
I don't agree with that.
Well, how do you know what the rest of us think?
Because everyone who talked to me said that...
Because they all know. How many guys, have you ever asked a guy if you look fat in that dress? How many of them say yes? Who's going to tell you look fat? This is what people are saying when you're waddling off into the distance. Of course we say you're fat.
But I don't waddle.
You what?
I don't waddle.
Well,
I never waddle.
That's a matter of opinion.
I ran 5 miles the day that I had my baby boy.
Well, that's wonderful.
I just don't think that you...
I've seen fat people run marathons, so what?
But I just don't think that just because a woman is pregnant, that does not mean she is fat.
Generally they are. Those who aren't are generally, bulimic or anorexic, or they get some other disorder going on.
No. That would be awful then, because they wouldn't be providing well for that baby.
Well, that's right.
No, I just think that...
It's wonderful that you provide well for your baby, but that's not our problem as people who have to look at you.
No, I just don't think that it's fair to call a pregnant woman fat. Because
that's completely fair.
No, because that is just a baby in there. Yes, some...
So what? I don't care what the cause of it is.
By
the way, a baby at most weighs 9 or 10 pounds. Most women do not gain 9 or 10 pounds.
Yeah. Well, okay, take me, for example. My baby weighed 6 pounds.
Right.
I gained 14 pounds, and then there's usually about 5 pounds of amniotic fluid.
All right.
That's not, where is there fat involved there?
Oh, wait a minute. That's enough. What was the other 6 pounds?
That's water.
No, you just said amniotic fluid is water, dear.
Yeah, and you also gain blood weight, too.
And you gain fat, but it doesn't matter. You look fat.
The Tom Leykis Show.